and send it to you
this
people.
man grows corn and cassava, and has he ever brought you a stick of corn or a stick of cassava?
It's not at the mature state at the moment.
Evidence is he can video it.
You just started.
I can video it.
You can video anything and send it over.
Or you going to video somebody? Do we see you digging, plowing?
Oh, that one will be very hard to prove. You know, so Mr. Ade, good morning.
Good morning. Unlike you, I'm not very happy about the rains to the extent where the rains affected one of us.
Exactly.
Because, you know, you have to plow through. And then, of course, the traffic on the roads through. And then, of course, the traffic on the roads can get quite bad when it rains. You know, in some places, one of our colleagues, I think it took him almost 4 hours to get from here to Brikama last night. Yeah,
I mean, yesterday the traffic was so bad, a lot of congestion on the Mamad Himandang Highway, and many people complained about it. You see, when it rains heavily in the greater Banjul area, the first thing that people go through is the stress of traffic, because nothing moves, especially the area of Churchillstown. I think something should be done. Yeah. Yesterday, the Minister of Finance was here, and he mentioned there is a project that they are working on from Mandina Bar, you know, towards Tinkona. Yes. You know, I think those things will ease the burden of transportation.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. As you rightly say, whenever it rains, there are certain pressure points that get really, really bad traffic. And when we were going along Bertil Harding, usually when it rains it's quite bad, but last night it wasn't too bad. Maybe it was late enough that a lot of people stayed off the roads. So we had a smooth journey all the way to Coastal Road from, you know, where we are, Kairaba Avenue, you know, traffic lights, and then we met no heavy traffic at all the way through. We sailed through it, which was good.
Well, it's easier when you live around Lamen or Brikama. You fly through Senegambia, you know, go to Airport Junction, and you go to Lamen. I think that's much easier than using this traffic, because you'll spend like an hour here.
You mean Westfield and that way?
Yes.
That's terrible. Yeah. I mean, and for some people, they keep saying it's a shorter one. But if you're going to spend 3 hours as opposed to an hour, it's not shorter. And it gets on your nerves, because I always avoid it. I always avoid it, because I could just as easily take that route if I thought, oh, it's supposedly shorter. And yet, if I take Bertil Harding Highway, in 20 minutes, I'm home. You know, so in that sense, I'm lucky.
That is what it is. So, Mr. Mboch, the traffic, I mean, traffic jams everywhere.
Well, I have to say, I didn't experience it yesterday, I didn't experience it today. So it just depends, doesn't it? But where I'd be surprised, we just have very few roads that are proper, especially during the rainy season.
Because if you wanted to take even the side roads, they are terrible. It's like driving through a lake. So people stick on the few good roads that we have. So, you know, the infrastructure is happening, and it's happening slowly. And as I said when the minister was here, you know, my journey has gone from being maybe an hour to about 20 or 25 minutes.
Exactly.
So that Bertil Harding has made a huge difference, certainly.
My only fear in the next 10, 15, 20 years, if there are no adjustments on our routes, I mean, there will be a bigger problem, because there will be more population.
Mr. Balde, look at the adjustments from 2017 to now. Do you really think next 20 years there won't be any more? Of course, it's a progressive thing, and it can't happen overnight. So yeah, and as the minister said, you know, you take loans to pay for these things, and people complain about the debt.
I believe.
So you know, it's
sometimes people will tell you. You know, when the minister mentioned it, he said sometimes people don't realize these things. When you do a particular project, people don't realize how important the project is. So I realized how the Bertil Harding Highway, it's making transport ease for people living around Jabang, Sukuta, Lamen, and Brikama.
Sure.
You know. So these are things that we should put into consideration.
I've always used the example of somebody who is a commercial vehicle driver, where once in the same amount of time you would have made a single journey, you could probably make 4 or 5 journeys on that same route that's how much of a dramatic difference it's made. And I remember not long after it was completed, when I had to get from here to Bruford Heights one Saturday, because I had a sort of dinner appointment with some friends, and I thought I was going to be late. And I left here, and I was there within 20 minutes. I couldn't believe it. I left at 20 to 7. I was at their door at 1 minute to 7, and it's just like ridiculous. That could never have happened before. So it has made a difference. And as I said, if I was somebody who's doing a commercial route, you could have done that journey several times, whereas before you could only have done not even half a journey in that
I
time.
can remember when they were doing the construction of the flyovers, that route to Airport Junction. Many people were complaining how difficult it was, you know. Look at this, they've destroyed everything, they've moved our houses, but now.
Yeah, and also for those who were plying the main road, because they'd done all these side road diversions, they were terrible. You know, you had to take these diversions whilst the main road was being constructed. They were so terrible that everybody, I mean, I was one of those complainers because it really was horrendous. But once it was fixed, it was like, wow.
Then our proverb says, who has no patience for smoke will have no charcoal.
It claims it's a Fulani.
That's
so
what the proverb said.
Can you say it in Fula for us?
Kalamo munyaki churki ohebata kembu. That's what the Fulani said.
Of course, our problem is we cannot judge.
We can't.
No, Samunyaki churki. Samunyaki means if you are not patient, okay? You know, for the smoke means churki. Okay, ahebata, you will not have charcoal.
And what's charcoal?
Charcoal means kembo. Kembo.
Kembo.
My director confirmed.
Okay.
Director confirmed.
I thought your director.
Mandinka as well. No?
Probably.
Nime
Kembo.
munya sisiola. Ite kembo soto.
You see? Yeah, I got that one. Yeah. Same in Mandinka as well. Kembo is charcoal.
Yeah, so that is what it is.
So, yeah. So Mtamboj, you have a first pop at this one.
Absolutely. Because the first thought that came to my mind was, how do you make charcoal? I take it there's a lot of smoke.
And patience.
Mr. Boj, the process of making charcoal is terrible. I witnessed it several times.
Right. Right.
It has to go through very tedious process.
Of course, of course.
So, wow.
So and I like the fact that you use that word.
Yeah, tedious
processes and outcomes.
Yeah, quite.
That's it.
And that's what this is.
That's really what it is about.
This is about, you know.
Processes and outcomes and you know, patience, endurance. If I want to enjoy later on whatever ambition I have, there's a price to pay.
This is it. It's like put in the study so that when you come to do the exam, you will enjoy it. You know, that's your charcoal is the fact that you pass your exam with flying colors because you studied hard. And then you look at your fellow pupils who didn't study and they're all failing or getting very, very low marks, and they're wondering why. Well, they didn't put in the effort possibly to study, and they thought, you know, it'll come
and
like
the personal, I can sort of expand it. If I want independence, what's the price to pay? You see, I'm going political here to be quite honest. If I want institutional change, what do I need to routinize in my work? So whatever ambition I have, there's really a price to pay. You know, that instrumental reasoning, if you want to go from point A to point B, what is the optimal you know, route, as it were, what do I do? And these things, there's an art to it, but there's a science to it. You know what I mean? I need to know it. You know, it's not simply about this is what I think, no, this is my opinion. But I hear these sloppy milk and water explanations of things. But,
you know, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. And the reason I say this is that we routinely get ministers talking about how, you know, Gambia is kind of moving forward and we're digitizing and so on. And you and I know that 99% of them don't even have an up-to-date website. 99% of them. So digitizing what? You can't even get that right. That's like the basics. And people, this is a bugbear of mine because, I want to be able to go to any ministry's website and get current and up-to-date information. And yet you can't. You can say that about a private sector, that's their problem. But for government, come on, you are the Gambia's face to the world. If I don't live here, I'm not going to start phoning somebody in the Gambia. I need to go to your website and get the most up-to-date. And if people don't believe me, just go on randomly stick a pin in the list of government ministries and see how many of them have up-to-date websites. And yet we're talking about digitizing and moving forward. That's like science fiction for us, So, yeah, we need to put in the work to get the benefit of digitization and of a digital world. If I want to find out stuff about the Gambia, I want to come and invest, I need to go to the trade website and find the information. I need to go to this website and find the information. Any government website should be able to tell me. Right now, they cannot.
I can
we need to put in that.
Always keep fighting with them.
Any system is as good as the people.
Yeah.
Forget about the high technology. The
I don't
people
even know
are not
why
like that. It's not going to work.
I don't even know why we haven't done it. But hey,
anyway.
we need to be patient. And that smoke, we need to put up with the smoke, the kind of, getting the systems right. And then, we will enjoy the charcoal.
If you want to make omelette, you must
crack eggs.
Aye. That is what it is. Yeah, so viewers, thank you very much for always following this program. To our brother, Ibrahim Ajawar in the US and Auntie Angela in the UK.
Who is bereaved.
Who is bereaved at the moment.
Her mother
Accept
passed
our
away.
heartfelt condolence.
Angela's mother passed away on Sunday.
Oh, that is too sad. Our hearts and minds are with you and your family.
At the grand old age of 95.
Oh, 95. Oh!
Yes.
Maybe you all live to witness 95.
We used to, in the family, we called her the last woman standing because she was my mom's best friend.
Oh.
And they weren't just sisters-in-law, they were also best friends. And so all of them went to the UK in 1950. And of all that lot, she was the only one who was still alive.
Oh.
And sadly, she passed away on Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. We're praying for her soul to rest.
She lived a long and full life, I have to say. And she was surrounded by her daughters.
That's a blessing.
At the end, yeah.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
So, we'll take a short break. After the break, then we'll take a look at some of the stories. Very interesting headlines on the different papers. We'll be back.
Money e Orange Money Johnny weɓini nuldugol mbuɗi mi yetoma joni ida wawi nuldude mbuɗi iwra ko Gambia ɗo yaha Senegal e Money wallet ma on eyyi ko honno wonɗa e fadde mi yetoma udduto Money account ma on joni fuɗɗoɗa nuldude mbuɗi e teriɓe ma e waɗon ka Orange Money nder Senegal fi heɓugol hen ko laaɓi ida wawi noddude Money customer care e 133 Money suñu kalpe ɗum no yaadi e sartaji.
Opticalia, Gambia's leader in optical care with 5 locations offering the best in visual health. With cutting-edge European technology, Opticalia delivers single vision lenses in just 20 minutes. At Opticalia, we care about our future. Eye exams are free for individuals under 18, ensuring everyone has access to quality eye care. But it's not just about vision. Opticalia also provides advanced audiology services to ensure your hearing health is in the best hands. Our audiology services offer European standard hearing aids and diagnostics, ensuring everyone can hear clearly. Whether it's testing or treatment, you can trust Opticalia for your auditory care. Opticalia offers European standard products, fair prices, and exceptional value all under one roof. Visit Opticalia at the Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia or call us on 7767-121 or at any of our regional branches. Banjul 7767-126, Brikama 7767-123, Farafenni 7767-124, Basse 7767-125. Opticalia, love what you see and hear.
We are back. You are watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Obalde. Thank you very much for joining us. Now let's move on to the Standards newspaper, as the name implies, Standard. Dabo Bensouda contest for UDP flag bearer. Very interesting. I watched some of the comments on social media last night. Quite very interesting. It's like the younger generation needs change. But the oldies still needs to maintain lawyer Usainu Dabo as their flag bearer.
What makes you say that? What makes you say that?
Through the comments. I watched some of the, although we don't go by the comments.
But you just did.
But through what I've read, you can see which direction we are going as far as this UDP flag bearer is concerned.
I hate to sound like thank you. I hate to sound like I hate to sound like a fuddy-duddy and old-fashioned gentleman. I pay no attention to that stuff. Those who get led by social media and online to think that they are everything, it's a fatal mistake to make. There are many people who don't even know how to construct a sentence on, Facebook or WhatsApp or Twitter or X, as it's now called. But they matter because they vote. They turn out when. So don't get carried away by or swayed by that. Lots of people do. We even have people coming to contest for the presidency and saying, I've got 50,000 followers on Facebook. Well, you need to interrogate that 50,000 follower base. How many live in the Gambia? How many vote? How many even have a voter's card? So there are lots of things. People can comment. Some of those commenting might even be mischief. It's like you go on a forum that's supposedly for Manchester United and they're all Liverpool fans saying, keep Eric Ten Hag. So don't get swayed by stuff like that. You can treat it with, whatever, but treat it with caution above everything else, really.
And you use the term, you have to interrogate. You see,
the data.
Somebody said that when you go to the internet, you don't get your intelligence from there. You take your intelligence to it. So you have to be thinking, this is a new ecosystem. How do you navigate this with common sense and intelligence? That's how it works. Otherwise, you believe in all sorts of co-community.
You know, one thing I'm trying to put here. I mentioned the comments on social media. These are comments that people have been sending, and reading them becomes very interesting. You understand? It doesn't mean, okay, this is what is going to happen. People will say anything. There was a time, there are people that say a lot of things and they don't vote. We all understand that.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that happens all the time. So the people that don't, the voters themselves, most of them don't talk. They're sitting at home.
The only poll that matters for something like that is if the only people commenting were UDP members. It only matters to them, because some of the people commenting, they're probably not UDP members. They might be young, they might be old, they might be whatever. And they just comment because there's something to comment on. But honestly, don't put too great a store in it.
So let's take a look at this.
Go to the party.
Don't you think it's high time for UDP to give a chance to the younger generation, to give a chance to Talib, probably?
It's not for me to say. And I find that sort of thing, I have to be blunt, quite ridiculous. That just because somebody's young, you give them a chance. You give the person a chance who you think is the best candidate because you think they have the abilities to lead and so on. Look, let's take Talib. I just say to anybody, don't take my word for it. Go and watch his performance at the local government commission.
Were you impressed?
Far from it. Far from it. So, but that's just because you brought him up as saying give him a chance. So if that was going to be my criteria, come on. Like I said, don't take my word for it. It's there. It's on YouTube. All his sittings. And he's back before the commission today and people can watch it. and they can decide. So don't say give somebody a chance because they're young. Give somebody a chance because you think they can do the job. That has to be, whether it's for the presidency or the mayorship or whatever, or the flag bearership. If you think they're up to it, don't say, oh, because of their age, we'll give it to them. No. You have to think that they are competent or good enough to do the job. That's the only thing that matters, not their age. Somebody is 70. Look, just before we came on air, we were talking about the President of the United States. The two guys who contested the last were the two oldest guys ever to contest for the presidency. Nobody was shouting, apart from Trump telling us how old Biden was, who was only 3 years older than him. So really, does age matter? Competence is what matters.
Yeah, in the end, absolutely. Yet, when I do add a little bit of context, yeah, Dabo has been contesting since 1996. He sort of stood so many different elections, just kept on losing. The recent opinion polls, it doesn't matter what people say, it's got its flaws, but generally it doesn't mean that I can wholly dismiss it. It's given me a snapshot into what we're thinking now. A high percentage of those polled said that they wouldn't vote for Dabo. So it is within UDP, absolutely, not to play that cult of personality. You got to have a really vibrant, if you like, youth wing to be actually challenging the older generation. So I think that this is healthy, this is how it should be. So it's not about ageism or anything like that, but just within the context that they are in. Maybe it is time for Dabo to say goodbye.
And Dabo will say, Abdoulaye Wade became president at a much older age than I am currently, and that's only next door. So really, and as for the opinion poll, 1,556 people, you don't know whether they're UDP members or not, or whatever. You don't know whether even they have an intention to vote and so on.
So you can see how the opinion poll, it's similar to the comments on social media.
The opinion polls for the last election got it woefully wrong.
It cannot
woefully wrong.
It's similar because it is not something that is concrete. These are just opinions.
Of course, it's an opinion. But I think we shouldn't put too great a store in. I'm not saying dismiss them, but I think we're giving them far too much weight, more weight than I think they deserve. Is what I'm saying. It is
about perception. They tell you that. It's all about perception. Nobody is denying that. It is not a prophecy. It is not a prediction. It's just a snapshot in time. At this particular moment, this is what people are feeling because of all sorts of reasons. I mean, absolutely. But how many different examples can I point out? That's the exception, not the rule. not that many. So this is really what the issue is. So, all right,
let's move on. Gambia named 4th safest country in Africa.
There you go.
So how do they justify this? And
with statistics.
Who named Gambia as the 4th safest country?
Probably with statistics.
And what makes Gambia the 4th safest country?
Oh, you're not hearing.
Probably Cape Verde.
Are you not hearing me?
Maybe Cape Verde might be the 4th safest country in Africa.
I don't know. But the thing is, again, if you went by social media, because I always challenge people when I see people saying things like, oh, the crime rate in the Gambia is high compared to Senegal. And I always say to them, it's only because you don't know the rate in Senegal. And then I publish the rate in Senegal, murder rate, theft, and so on, way higher than the Gambia. Not anything to do with population.
But Senegal is bigger than the Gambia.
You're not hearing me. Nothing to do with population. I'm talking about percentage of population. The rate, the murder rate is way higher. The theft rate is way higher. It's nothing to do with the population. America is bigger, China's bigger, but we're not talking about the population. So it's nothing to do with the size of the country. I'm not saying more. I'm talking the rate. Senegal is way higher in any crime statistic that you want to mention compared to the Gambia. And yet I see Gambians saying, one person gets murdered and they talk about, oh, it's terrible. That death is shocking, of course. but it doesn't mean there are a spate of murders. And what is the context? Some husband kills the wife. How can you stop something like that? Domestic violence is rampant. How do you stop something like that? You know, so people need to kind of be, so every time something happens, there's this kind of flurry again, particularly on social media, and people get carried away. Oh, it's terrible, the crime rate is going up, is this, is that. Well, compare it either with our neighbors or with similar sized countries. And it's very, very low.
So, you know, these are things on social media. Ms. Ade, let's be very honest. There are things that, you know, one cannot control on social media. Something happened here and everybody
films it. There's almost nothing you can control on social media. People
film it and send it on social media and start talking about it for the whole week. You understand? So even if the Gambia is having a low crime rate, I mean, due to the relevance we give that particular topic that day, I mean,
it's the kind of fight that I've been having on the whole of this program, is that particularly some things, particularly on social media, we give them way too much weight, you know, more than they deserve because of the noise around them, as if the whole world is on social media. The whole world is not on social media. Our lives are not all on social media, and everything that happens to us, for or against, is not on social media, but you can get swayed by social media because somebody can start a campaign, make a whole bunch of noise on social media, get many, many people commenting, as you mentioned, and then you think that that is the reality of it. But as I said, you talk about the fourth safest, they would have done it based on statistics, although I sometimes doubt some of the statistics regarding the Gambia, and I'll tell you why. You and I know that on a daily basis, from now to next week, we'll probably encounter 6, 7, 8 accidents. Maybe 90% of it don't even get recorded. Why? Because the two guys involved get out and they exchange numbers, they exchange details, and it gets fixed. It doesn't get reported. It doesn't get recorded anywhere. And yet, you know, the Gambia's number 4, when really Gambia should be number 1, if we recorded everything, you know, very well in terms of road traffic accidents. So the data that they based it on, you have to, again, we use the term interrogate, you have to dig down into the data and see.
I once listened to the head of Afrobarometer in South Africa. There's sort of facts and perceptions. They do not always align. That is really what the key is. People will have their own perceptions of things. And we've said here time and time again that with social media, we tend to amplify things that happen. So it can make it look as if that it is more widespread than it really is. So one must be careful between perceptions and facts. That's essential.
I mean, we had, when there were about 5 or 6 people who were returnees who were killed last year or year before, and then this video went viral saying that, you know, people in the Gambia were attacking these returnees. It wasn't true. What people in UK were phoning me up, are you safe? Do you have a bodyguard? In all seriousness. Okay. Because they really believed it. Because that particular video went viral. Because the person, in fact, one of the persons who died of natural causes. She wasn't murdered. But that wasn't, because she had died, they added her to the 6 people who'd been killed, as they said, or unalived was the phrase they used.
To unalive them.
They were unalived, which is most ridiculous. And they told me that YouTube didn't allow them to use the word killed. And that's why they were all using it. And at first I thought it was a joke. And then I checked, and apparently if you said somebody was killed, YouTube would actually take down your video, which is bonkers. What you could say they were unalived, and you get away with it. So
yeah, maybe
they've invented a new word.
Resourceful people.
Yeah, we have one of our followers. He follows this program, and he sent his comment, and we'll read it out. Very interesting. He said, if a candidate is selected and he happens to be so young, okay, so be it. But the criteria should not rest on the age of the individual. Electorates should vote based on programs and competence. Buhari was in his 70s. Biden was in his 70s when elected in 2020. Abdullah Wad, even the one I question, how can a society elect such but still prefer by his people? DJ Trump was 78 years old. You understand? Age has no correlation with performance or integrity? Yahya Jammeh was 29. Where did he leave us?
And we have Tinubu in Nigeria, who's not a young man either. And he's the current president. So, yeah, it's not about...
And we have the Ivory Coast president.
And here, well, he's been there forever, and he doesn't want to go away.
And he still want to...
And in Cameroon, you have the 92-year-old who's been there for a mere 42 years.
92?
Yeah, and he's already said he's going to contest the next election. In fact, he said he'll even contest the one after that. So he'll be 100 when he contests, if he wins this one.
And you'll be surprised.
He'll win this one, of course, Paul Biya.
And you'll be surprised he's going to win.
It will be no surprise. He's busy arresting his opponents and making sure those who... and they had a record number of candidates for the elections in Cameroon this time, but most of them are complete no-hopers. And I watched the whole days they were filing, and we even did a story on it. And some of them, they're a joke. Turn up in T-shirt and jeans and to present their... which is fine, but, you want people to take you seriously as a future president. Come looking the part at least.
And even about Dabo's case, it's not about his age at all. It's about electability. That was why I said he's tried so many times, it's not working.
On that I agree.
You see, it's got nothing to do with age.
Mr. Mboji, I think you mentioned the right word, electability.
Electability.
Yeah, and for me, if that was the criteria people were using, then that's a different argument. Because what you have to look at is this somebody who can sway the uncommitted or sway somebody who belongs to another party to vote for him? And that's where you probably think people of his own party will vote for him, but will people who belong to another party vote for him? And that's where you have to think, what's the likelihood of that? So, yeah.
And that will be the battleground, the undecided. According to the poll, 29, I mean, very high. They will decide in the end.
That's right.
Really.
That's right.
That's it.
Exactly. So, viewers, thank you very much, Mr. Ade, for reviewing the papers with us.
Thank you for choosing some interesting stories.
Yeah, so, in fact, we did not deal with the other papers. This was only the Standard's newspaper.
Yeah.
I hope we were able to
the Standard
deal with the Fourier and the Point as well, but we'll do that some other time.
What a pilot. All these destinations, you missed them all. You just got to the first one, and that was it. And you landed
and you landed there.
What a pilot.
Exactly.
So the producers told you the time is up, as well.
So we'll be back after the break. Then the Gambia intensifies efforts against malaria. Malaria. It's a bad air. Okay. All right, so Usman Bojang, Evaluation and Monitoring Officer, National Malaria Control Program, will be here, and we are going to discuss. I'll ask him, why am I catching malaria all the time?
You mean anti-malaria?
Sometimes I get it like twice a month.
Oh, you get it all the time?
Yes, twice a month sometimes.
Wow.
Because you are susceptible.
As we are sitting here, we've been feeling malaria.
The mosquitoes must love you.
I think they should give me something that has to do with,
Can you imagine? I can't remember the last time I had malaria. Touch wood.
Touch wood, me too.
and
I can't remember either.
I'm going to touch iron.
You're going to lick wood. Exactly.
Yeah, so we'll be right back after the break.
Yes.
Aning orange money ye bulo di nyola pour ka kodi kio sone yandi ka bonan Gambia banko kan kata Senegal banko kan aning Q money wallet e ka mune batu e muna fan Q money account wala sign pour kadati ka kodoki e terimal anila dimbayal kana aning orange money Senegal ni lafta ku Senegal sotola je Q money customer care commandi 133 Q money sunyu kalpe ning sartolle bala.
and Orange Money has just made money transfer easier. Now you can send money from Gambia to Senegal directly from your Q Money wallet. So what are you waiting for? Get your Q Money account now and start sending money to your friends and families through Orange Money in Senegal now. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Do your banking the smart way with the new Aji Bank mobile app. Transfer money to any bank account in the Gambia. Top up airtime for all networks. Pay utility bills. Check your account balance and view mini statements. Request for ATM cards. Request for checkbooks and more in a single touch. So, do your banking in a smart way. Do your banking now with Aji Bank mobile app. Every time is banking time. Aji Bank, your investment partner.
We are back. You are watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Abalde. Thank you very much for always following this program. And to our follower in the Philippines, we're saying hello to you. Not forgetting Brother Banki in Madrid, Spain. He also follows this program. Ibrahim Ajawara in the United States of America. Not forgetting Sister Janaba in the UK. And of course, Brother Mustafa as well. They all follow this program. Yeah, so let's take a look at the National Malaria Control Program as Gambia intensify efforts against malaria. And we have Usman Bojang, Evaluation and Monitoring Officer, National Malaria Control Program. Mr. Bojang, it's good to have you on this program.
Thank you. Good to be here. It's a pleasure to be here.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So what is your department up to? What are you people doing, I mean, to help fight malaria? I mean, we've seen a lot of efforts have been done to make sure we mitigate the dangers of this malaria parasite.
Yeah, thank you very much. I am Usman F. Bojang, Monitoring and Evaluation Officer, National Malaria Control Program. So as a program, since its inception about 3 or more decades ago, we have put a lot of efforts in the fight against malaria. Notable among this is we've distributed a lot of bed nets for the population to use them when they are sleeping at night. And also we have rolled out seasonal malaria chemo prevention to prevent malaria in children less than 5 years. So as you know, malaria, it affects everybody, but the kids, children less than 5 years and pregnant women are more vulnerable. So we have this intervention targeting them to prevent them from having malaria. And also pregnant women, when they go to the antenatal clinics, we normally target them and give them bed nets for them to use to, protect themselves from malaria. And also we give them IPTP, that is considered to help them, protect themselves, from malaria. So when they have the gestation age, like the pregnancy is 4 months or more, we start giving them the medicine on monthly course. Like you come, when your gestation age or your pregnancy is 4 months, we give you the first dose. You come the next month, we give you until, you deliver. So this is very, very important. So as you know, malaria, as I said before, affects everybody, and pregnant women, due to the low immunity level, during pregnancy, they are more vulnerable to malaria. So malaria can cause anemia during pregnancy. It can also lead to miscarriage. It can also low birth weight, a lot of complications for the mother and the unborn child. So all these efforts are geared towards, preventing the malaria and its, complications during pregnancy. Also, we also have, this sensitization. We raise the knowledge of people to protect themselves from malaria. And what our survey, data like the 2017 and 2024 malaria indicator, shows that there is high knowledge of malaria in the population. But the problem we are having is this knowledge is not translating into action. For example, we distributed a lot of bed nets, but if you look at the number of people who are using these bed nets by this survey, result, is, lower. So these are some of, in summary, these are some of the things that we are doing.
So we want to know what is the current incidence of malaria in the Gambia?
So the incidence rate of malaria, so malaria incidence per 1,000. So like if you divide the population of the Gambia into 1,000 person, so we have 39 people that have malaria.
Out of 1,000? Out
of 1,000. So translating this into absolute numbers, we have about 100, in excess of 108,000 people that have malaria as of 2024. So currently, the malaria season has, started peaking. Normally, the cases start peaking, like increasing when the rain started, like August, September, up to December. So 90% of all the cases normally occur from September to December. Yeah, with November having the highest number of malaria cases.
September to December?
No, sorry, November having the highest number of cases. Okay. So November is the peak period.
For malaria?
For malaria, yes.
Wow, then everybody should brace up and prepare for it, Mr. Boyd.
Yes. We've been improving over the years. Nobody can deny that. But the ultimate aim is zero.
Zero malaria, yes.
Zero malaria, isn't it?
Yes.
So all these efforts you're putting in, would they lead you to that outcome?
Certainly, yes. Based on our data, if you look at the trend of malaria, like in 2015, about 10 years ago, we have registered more than 200,000 cases of malaria. So these cases have started dropping with, scale of our intensive, intervention, and a lot of, public health actions in the community. These have dropped almost to nearly zero, up to 50-something thousand in 2019. So with COVID, it started, picking up. And now, like in 2020, we have about 72. The highest number, the highest jump that we have is from 2021 to 2022, when we have, registered close to 43,000, 43%, increment in the number of malaria cases. But looking at this, it's not evenly distributed in the country. Whereas in the eastern part, the transmission is very high, and also the western part, like the West Coast region. When I say West Coast region, it's Combo North coming to Carnifing. That is Western one by our health region. So you go to the North Banks. The North Bank that is from Bara up to the last village in the North Bank is, I don't know whether Palodi. So the incidents there have reduced very significantly, with cases, with incidents of less than 10 cases per 1,000 population as of 2024. So due to this, because this has been, there has been a steady reduction in these areas. So we target these areas for elimination. So we are targeting the whole country for zero malaria, starting with the North Banks. So we roll out what is called malaria case-based surveillance, where in anytime you have a case of malaria, you follow this to the compound where they come from. And treat everybody with anti-malaria. This is a normative guidance from WHO, so that to cut the transmission. Maybe that person who come to the facility, the signs and symptoms have manifested, but there could be somebody in that compound who has the parasite, but is yet to, show the signs and symptoms of the disease. So this method of radical cure, giving them the anti-malarial, will clear the parasite in them, thereby, blocking the transmission chain in the community. We have started this since 2023, and it has been in on. We have a steady decline of malaria in these areas, so we want to scale this thing up in also in CRR, where the incidents have also gone down significantly, in less than 30 cases per 1,000 population. So here we are intensifying our efforts to have zero malaria in the country, and also in the West Coast region, Health Region 1, as I said, Combo North and the rest of KMC and Banjul, we have started a new intervention, that is the seasonal malaria chemo prevention in the Combo North, targeting 71,000 children. We're going to give them long-acting anti-malarial, Fancida and Amodiaquine. The main goal of this is to, have the therapeutic dose in their system, so that when they come into contact with the malaria parasite, the chances of them, developing malaria, is very, very slim. This coupled with other interventions like the use of bed nets. We just concluded the mass bed net distribution. Yes. And so we hope that people will use these bed nets to protect themselves.
So what are the challenges?
Yes. Not yet.
Yes.
The target for elimination, wasn't it 2025?
Yes, by our strategic plan.
So you'll miss it?
I hesitate to use the word miss, but we are not.
But when you look at the scale of the issue you have, we are now in September. September and December 2025 is gone.
2025,
so
yes.
you can easily accept.
Well, I hesitate to use it because, had we not used those interventions, those strategies, what would the incident be like now? Yes, our target was to, eliminate malaria in the whole of the country by 2025. But this was not possible, for reasons, that, we don't understand very well. We have, that hike from 2020 to 2022. And we're going to do a study to understand some of the factors that are responsible for those things. So we have started, like other regions, like the North Bank, East West, they are thriving, they are doing very well. And CRL also, they are doing very well. So yes, we may not attain that goal of elimination in 2025, but we are still on track. Maybe we are on the process of, re-strategizing again, developing a new strategic plan currently. So the lesson learned from the past 5 years, we'll use those things to improve, to see, where we didn't do well, so that we improve on them to, target maybe 2030 to eliminate malaria from the country.
So these projects, how are they funded?
Well, the project is funded, the biggest funder coming from the Global Fund and also the government of the Gambia. So recently, this project, this intervention, seasonal malaria chemo prevention in the Combo North, is being sponsored by the China Aid. So they have this 2-year, project that they want us to support, to achieve the elimination, goal. Yeah.
So I just want to know, for achieving this zero malaria thing, what are some of the hurdles? What are some of the challenges that are on your way to make this achievement, kind of difficult for you?
So one of the biggest challenges is the low utilization of our intervention. as I said, the past, population-based surveys like demographic health survey and the malaria indicators, they've all shown that, we have a good coverage of bed nets. But when you come to the utilization of this, people are not using these bed nets as expected. We also roll out the seasonal malaria chemo prevention. Since 2014, we've been doing it in CRR, URR, LRR, and West Coast Region 2, that is Brikama area. So when we started, the coverage, was very, very good, more than 80%. But along the line, we have these negative, rumors, that are, discouraging people from, taking this medication. Like parents will not allow their kids to take this medication. So those are some of the challenges that we have. And also, we also have dwindling funding, like, we have PMI that pledge to, come and support us. But with this top order by the American government, this has also stopped. So the donor funding is also dwindling. But with, the limited resources, we are trying to put up, efforts to achieve the elimination drive in the country, yes.
So we want to know, how is success being measured? I mean, how do you measure, okay, we are successful in this area. This is what we've done, and it's successful and it's working.
Yes. So as I said before, if you look at the incidents like 2015, 2016, we have in excess of 200,000 cases of malaria. And this has now reduced down to 100, almost by 50%. If you look at the incidents per thousand population, around 2015, 10 years ago, it was around 300 plus, but now it's 39 per thousand population. Yes. So these are some of the things that we do. So we actually do malaria indicator survey to see to what extent have we, achieved this this target of this goal of eliminating malaria. Yeah.
So finally, we've exhausted the time already, Mr. Mbodj. Yeah. So what do you have to say final before we close this segment, Mr. Bojang?
Yes. So as I said, in Commonwealth, we are introducing the SMC, seasonal malaria chemo prevention, targeting children between the ages of 3 months to less than 5 years. So I will urge the caregivers to present, when the teams go, it's going to be a door-to-door activity, like teams will move from one compound to another. So when they come, people should, accept this medication to protect their kids, from malaria. And also, we just concluded the mass bed net distribution. So we have distributed more than 1 million bed nets in the population. Okay. So people should, endeavor to use bed nets to protect themselves, from malaria. With this, I know I'm quite so convinced that, the incidence of malaria will.
Can I suggest something in case of maybe you can put it to anybody responsible? We've received our bed nets. For me, my house, my kids, and everybody we receive. My parents, we got our. I think each house they give you like 2-3 bed nets for your house, or each like 2 people you share a bed net or something. But I think it will be easier for us to get the one-way bed net than the 4-corner bed net. Sometimes it's difficult to manage the 4-corner bed net, especially if your bed is not a 4-cornered bed. So I think it's important for us to get, we used to have a bed net that, you can just hook it and it's easier. So when you want to bring people in, you need to give them the easiest option always. But the 4-corner one, you need to tie ropes here, tie ropes here. Sometimes it can make people feel so lackadaisical.
Yes. So you are talking about conical versus the
correct.
The,
I think the conical one is the,
the
best option.
So there is very simple technology that you can use. Like this is the bed net. You can spread it like this, then hold it in the middle, and tie it. You have your conical.
Oh, it works that way. I didn't know that.
As simple as that.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that works, Mr. Mboj.
So,
I didn't know. Okay, I'll try that tonight.
so you can do that. So anybody watching us, like this is the bed net. You spread it.
All right.
On top, you just hold it like this.
Oh, you hold the middle.
The middle, then tie it.
Tie it and put it up.
It becomes conical.
And it will work.
Yes.
Okay, I'll try that tonight.
Yes, please.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Mboj, and thank you very much for coming on the program. We hope to have a lot of these programs because a healthy nation is a wealthy nation. You know, and you people are doing a great job too, making sure each and every person is free from malaria. So thank you, and we hope to engage you more in the future.
Okay, thank you. It's a pleasure.
So viewers, we'll be right back after the break.
Q Money ak Orange Money ñoo lëkkaloo pour yombalal leen yónnee xaalis bàyyi ko Gambia dem ba Sénégal ak Q Money wallet looy toog di xaar dawal léegi nga ubbi Q Money account pour nga mun a door di yónnee xaalis sa xarit ak sa mbokk yi jaarale ko Orange Money Sénégal léegi pour am si lu leer mun nga call Q Money customer care si 133 Q Money suñu kalpe lii dafa ànd ak sarta yuñ tëral Q Money e Orange Money joni weɓini nuldugol mbuuɗi mi yetoma joni ida wawi nuldude mbuuɗi iwrako Gambia ɗo yaha Sénégal e Q Money wallet ma on eyyi ko honno wonɗa e fadde mi yetoma udduto Q Money account ma on joni fuɗɗoɗa nuldude mbuuɗi e teriɓe ma rewa ɗon ka Orange Money nder Sénégal fi heɓugol hen ko laaɓi ida wawi noddude Q Money customer care e 133 Q Money suñu kalpe ɗum no yaadi e sartaji
Opticalia, Gambia's leader in optical care with 5 locations offering the best in visual health. With cutting-edge European technology, Opticalia delivers single-vision lenses in just 20 minutes. At Opticalia, we care about our future. Eye exams are free for individuals under 18, ensuring everyone has access to quality eye care. But it's not just about vision. Opticalia also provides advanced audiology services to ensure your hearing health is in the best hands. Our audiology services offer European standard hearing aids and diagnostics, ensuring everyone can hear clearly. Whether it's testing or treatment, you can trust Opticalia for your auditory care. Opticalia offers European standard products, fair prices, and exceptional value all under one roof. Visit Opticalia at the Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia or call us on 7767-121 or at any of our regional branches. Banjul 7767-126, Brikama 7767-123, Farafenni 7767-124, Basse 7767-125. Opticalia, love what you see and hear.
Q Money aning Orange Money ye bulodi nyola pour ka kori kio sone yandi ka bonan Gambia banko kang kata Senegal banko kang aning Q Money wallet eka mune batu imuna fan Q Money account wala sign pour kadati ka kodoki iterimal anila dimbayal kana aning Orange Money Senegal ni lafta ku Senegal sotola je Q Money customer care commandi 133 Q Money sunyu kalpe nying sartol le bala.
You're watching QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Balde. Now let's move on to the last segment of this program. Ñu dalal suñ jigéen jàmbaar yoo xam ne ñoo nekk si garage yi di di daan seen doole ba pare di si jàngal ay nit yu bëri maanaam lu am solo la waaye xam nga Mr. Mbodj I mean it's surprising that soo ne in Africa jigéeni mécanique jigéeni welder woman soo ko waxee rek nit ñi yëpp surprise waaye Europe bi am nga ay mécanique yoo xam ne jigéen lañ they are running their big garages ay welder yoo xam ne women lañ doing a lot of skill jobs you know so surprisingly in Gambia dafa mel ni it's new to us people take it new xam nga
no añ defar contexte bi ñoom tamit dañ dem through a certain period ba loolu xew amoon na time jigéen ñi duñ ko daan def so ñun ñoo egga foofu rek so ñun ñëpp a ngi dem through a similar process waaye ku nekk sa time dafa uti so ñun léegi la rek waaye this is the whole world
waaw so ñu nga dalal Fatoumata nag moom du gan fii moom yaakaar naa ñëw si programme bi different programs on QTV different programs on other platforms bëggoon nañ pour Fatoumata ñu ngi dalal
ok maa ngi leen di gërëm QTV always yéen di ngeen ma de welcome just pour show the appreciation and contribution to support the garage so maa ngi leen di gërëm and also maa ngi lay gërëm suma team for let me ñoom ñoo tax sax ma nekk fii because ñoom seen boppa ñoo ma ne dëgg la da ngeen war a géej neen TV at least let us go back and then ñu freshen up suñ boppa waati waaw
yes exactly so ñu ngi am tam suñ beneen sister naka si Mariam si ka pullo anani pular moƴƴa a wolay pular
ko ceddo be Allah
hey mane ko pulla way soose la mo laka gis nga moda Gambia everybody is one family mom pulla way mune soose la diga understand nga so moda fi tribalism hejut suñ digante yeah so but you speak Wolof right
yes
okay bëggoon nañ nga wax ñu yaa ngi ñëw si garage bi lan moo la dugal si liggéey bi
ok asalaamaaleykum maa leen di nuyu waa QTV maa ngi tudd Mariama Si lu ma dugal si liggéey bi is that dama am sponsors from NYSS
wow
so bu ma doon fill suma form bi then that was the time ma jël auto mechanic
okay
yeah
nice
because my curiosity about the mechanic naka la work say
wow
and then suma xarit tam mu ngi ko doon def so maa ngi curious nag naka la di demee so loolu moo ma see dugal nag
okay alright ba pare gis nga at some point many people will say liggéey amut si réew mi you know I think sometimes we need to create the jobs you know as people nekkut ñëw rek toog si office bi understand nga moo tax man dama dee mun a encourage even dama ko dee wax sax man suma doom yi suñ demee ba gaa àgga to a level ñoom yëpp ay skill jobs laa leen a yóbbu nekkul ne da ngaa ñëw rek toog but you have to do something create it for yourself because the government cannot create everything the private sector cannot create all these things for you so you have to do that
dëgg la waaye sa doom doo impose dara léegi xamuloo talent sami fu mu laa
da nga leen a tegal option
da nga xool rek
waaw
waaye Mariam before nga choose lii am na dara bi nga nekk xale lan nga bëggoon a nekk bi nga mag like it's very interesting that da nga dem jël form rek nga gis fi auto mécanique so am na lu xew
ok ñaw laa bëggoon def waaye tamit dafa nekk loo xamante ne challenges boo xamante ne jigéen yu bari ñëw fa te man tamit dama gis na ne balaa may dem where everybody is fighting for bàyyi ma dem si field bi because field bi dafa nekk loo xamante ne jigéen yu bari right now nekkul di ko def loolu moo tax ma dem jël si field bi waaw because ñaw daal jigéen yu bari ñu ngi ko def
understand naa la the road less traveled am na yoon yoo xam ne ñëpp a ngi faa dem yow nga dem ubbi sa beneen yoon
exactly so léegi I mean suñ garage bi fan la toolu Fatoumata lan fan la toolu ndibal am na ndax amut ndax nit yaa ngi patronize because we need to follow up dañ war a xam bu nekkee ne ñu ne ok dañ bugg a suñ jigéen itam ñu jàppa si yii dañ leen war a jàppale dañ leen war a make sure ñu empower leen
so since the last time mu ñëw
waaw boo ñëwee
lan la change lan la xew wax ñu li doon xew
okay there's lot of things have been changed because at bisa try and mobilize and few students at high school siling organize career day xam nga soo déggee career day dañ ko dee defara pour xale yoo xam ne they are meant for grade 9 and grade 12 the reason why ñu introduce that career day comme like ñun bi nekkoon GTTI comme bala ñoo génn dañ dee organize career day pour ku nekka nga xam ne government du la selectal a job man from that concept moo tax sax man ma isi garage bi because dama xam ne mënuma xaar I don't have that patience to wait so lii bokk na sa lita garage bi ñëw because of a career day so da nga gis ne garage bi bin organize a career day for grade 12 students yi ñoom tam they were inspired they said that rather than going choose another job so why not skill job because foofu then is a panel then is a speakers from different end we have speakers from Ministry of Trade we have speakers from UNDP we have speakers from various sectors yoo xam ne ñoo leen di mentor ñoo leen di explain even youth council they were even there and nakatu so xam nga loolu is a thing that loolu bokk na si loo xam ne loolu leen def si at bi right now and also right now si liñ tollu right now although we are not having much as we expected as a customer boobu moom dëgg la understand so li tax ma wax loolu because gender bi mu ngi ñoo fight foofu torop te da ngaa gis ne xale jigéen ñi ñu bari dañ dee bugg a ñëw in the problem of them not coming always sustainability te da ngaa gis ne man suma boppa maa nekk di dundal xale jigéen ñi so si li ma dee am si little li ma dee am si little si customers yi foofu laa leen dee jëndal añ foofu laa leen dee jox pass even right now soo demee si garage bi ñu ngi start pour lay foundation pour ñu create te da ngaa gis ne xaalis boobu is not from the funding is from our own work our sweat
yaa leen ko dee liggéey
waaw ñun sax suñu boppa ñu ñoo nekk di mool block and then teg ko so loolu mënuma ko na post si Facebook bi the reason because dañoo ne she is a jack of all trades because am na time boo xam ne suma mobile dafa yaaxu ma start di ko defaral suma boppa nit yi ñu ne ma waa léegi we want to know are you a mechanic or are you a phone repair so understand so dafa am yoo xam ne dama ko dee sideline ma bañ ko wone waaw understand so right now ñun foofu leen tollu right now so dem bugg a try mu build garage bi waaye sun doole bi amun that support right now waaw support bi moom is ma wax
ngeen gender bi mooy di problème is ne gars yi duñ isi seen moto because jigéen ngeen
gender bi jigéen xam nga soo déggee jigéen rek ñu bari liñ dee foog moo nekka she cannot do it te ñoom mënut a understand ne we are in the latest technology motors yi ñëw yëpp they are all technology you cannot take something that is heavy yëpp mindset bi la is technologies loolu nga dee use tey moto su ñëwee fii yow first thing loo war a def nit yi dañ génn si era of primitive you just take your scanner and scan moom daf la direct the problem of your vehicle waaw so is it not easy so léegi bala ngaa jël jack yi ndaw yu noonu you have the hydraulic jack which is more easier doo sega sa ndiga bi fi easier danga jack rek mu tànka bi génn xam nga loolu yëpp bokk na si loo xam ne science ak technology daf ko def easier so li gaay war a understand what a man can do, a human can even do more than that. Absolutely. Because right now, you females, you know, they break those
and you people, you do it better.
Yeah.
Because you focus, understand?
Wow.
Wow. You do it better. Not only in the garages, even Sikirisa, they do it better. Because, for example, people like me, I can see how my wife multitask. You def fully. Damade waru sana kala de def. I call her superwoman.
Why bobo dina hala push back.
Wow.
Whether I do it better or they strive for excellence, it's not based on gender. It's based on the individual. So I'm jigen you better ko defeni or gorili. So let's emphasize more on excellence and striving for that. Go to jigen ye bahna.
No, ye bahna.
Ham nga society
because
you know why? Jigen bugut heram del jigen foko gis one things to be perfect.
Lolu motax nak mané dé
so different compared to no góor xara ñu def raba comme like luma dé wa always xam nga ñun sun side as a mechanic we have 3 categories we have the raba technician bena ñaarel bi we have the local technician moy mango 3 and then we have the auto technician ño xamné they are well trained and well equipped in electronic so all these 3 things yo xamné people loolu le mënuta categorize so su fekkee ne dañ categorize all those three things dinañ save from their vehicle.
That's it. waaye yow tam li ma jéem a avoid mooy liñ dee ooyee gender stereotyping xam nga yéen loolu leen sonal ak góor so bul ñëw léegi yow it nga am sa own stereotypes ne góor nii lañ mel dégg da ngaa mit Ibrahima Balde mel nii Mamadou Mbodj mel ne le Aliou Diallo mel na leen xam nga so añ moytu gender stereotyping den waxtaan bi du neex
man nangu naa lu mu nekk di wax
waxtaan bi du neex
nangu naa leen na si lu mu wax women they do it better man xam naa loolu although am na góor yoo xam ne waaw they can do it perfectly waaye man xam naa ne because Mr Mbodj come on dañ dee dem si garage yi dañoo gis électricien bu laal fii fekk mu ngi laal beneen moto di laal beneen moto loolu gis naa ko
mën nga am jigéen bu ko def xam nga wax yi do they helpful pour a coordinated xam nga ñu am gender parity góor a jigéen ñu ngi wax on that equal level then you move on xam nga lu ma miin bi moo gën a civilised
right now more concentration am yëpp male la gis naa ne moom góor yi la moo
gender bias
no man balance laa bëgg just balance li góor a jigéen fu mu jaar mu balance you know ñun la de
ñun la kay soo léegi I mean engage ngeen authorities yi engage ngeen comme dono si pour ñu jàppale ñu mun a support garage bi dama bëggoon a xam foo leen nekk sax ndax yéen a ko moom
fi mu nekk moomun ko KMC moo ko moom waaye du dañ dee fay tax every year dañoo fay street license dañoo fay GRA moom every quarterly moom den ma dee gis ba den ma ràññee sa ne dégg
waaw
amul dara waaye daf day ñoo fay tax
waaw nañ la jox award nag
man nag loolu mooy suma problème because man li ma dee toog gis jaaree ñoo xam ne dañoo fay ay millions
dañ la war a jox award nag
waaw war nañ ko de because I deserve it de because man du ma dee toog te ñaakuma fay tax so always since the 5 years bi ma fa nekk yëpp tax moom dëgg du ma ko dee ñaaka even GPPA xam nga boobu nga dee mun a am government contract boobu sax dañ ko dee fay but the problem is still mënunta am those
mënu leen a am a government contract
waaw
even a single one
we once have with Ministry of Trade.
Okay.
Understand? After ma feebar. After guy ñu dem yóbbu sa moto yi feneen. After beneen minister come in. By then Sidi Keita was in.
Wow.
Sidi Keita was so helpful for us.
Finance minister.
Yeah, kooku moo ñu doon jàppale torop foofu noonu.
Okay, that's wonderful. So léegi you know ita be si ban level nga nekka you know yaa ngi si living basic or léegi mokkal nga or something.
Okay, man si basic. Well, alhamdulillah, maa ngi ñëw dem living level 2 now. Because pare na year 1, so maa ngi dem year 2.
So lan nga nekk di focus? Is it on electric or you focus more on yeneen parts si moto bi?
Maa ngi focus si moto bi. Waa si mécanique bi la focus.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, all right. That's nice.
So explain, naka nga find the training? So naka nga find the job?
Okay. Job bi starting bi come like it's a new thing to me. Lu ees la so bu ma demee si kanam ma bugga ko def ko passion. Wow. waaye léegi comme di moo maa ngi dem maa ngi improve tamit si léegi.
All right, so finally bëggoon nañ soo amee a QCell number nga joxe ko.
Okay.
People need to help.
Yeah, they need to since 5 years.
da ngeen war a ñëw ngeen jàppale ñii ay suñ ay jigéen lañ man sax kii léegi man jëkkëram la ok man I am a husband ok war nañoo jàppale ñi ay jigéen lañ jàppale seen garage bi ñu yóbbu fa suñ moto yi ñu yóbbu ba gaay dina léegi moto yi ñoom léegi doyal nañ loolu lañ bugga dañ ne naa indul moto nag ba ngeen doyal si soobee yàlla.
ok ba pare li ma si bugg a yokk moo nekk right now intensive yi di mu bëri da ngaa gis dañoo ñëw rek di ma jox letters. Sister dama bugg a ñëw jànga te da ngaa gis ne those interns man maa nekk di leen sponsor.
waaw
xam nga loolu dafa métti si man
loolu is going to be a problem.
parce que benn man damaa fay paas ñëw comme ñoom su ma wàccee foog ma fay paas pour ñoom yëpp ma jox leen ñu lekka because ma mun maa denca xaleel foofu te ñàkkale naa jox foog ma def dara ma jox leen ñu lekka ñu am fu set xam nga loolu tamit dafa count
dëgg la
so right now loolu tamit is a big challenge right now si man even sampa bu ñoo def sax ma ne ñu stop because suñ ko stoput xale yi dañoo staff
for the meantime
waaw
so léegi nañ joxe a number boo xam ne it's a QCell number
ok man suma number mooy 348 5730
348
5730
348 5730 pour jàppale garage bi ba pare support leen pour ñu mun a taxaw di nga gis ne ñu mun a daan seen doole jàppale suñ ndaw yi bu nekkee na ñu ne suñ doom yu jigéen yi buñ dem si street bi suñ doom yu jigéen yi buñ aydul suñ doom yu jigéen yi ak sista yi buñ nekk rek di wóoraal lii lañ war a def ñu jàppale leen ok so léegi nga ne buñ wóor buñ idle give them an option support them so thank you very much jërëjëf for coming Fatoumata
ok thank you too
and we hope ne nit ñi dinañ dégg suñ kaddu yi fii ba pare dynamics bi mu change
okay.
Yes.
Goodbye, Mariam.
Yes, Mariam C. Bye-bye. Okay, Mr. Boy.
Cheers.
This is all we have. Viewers, we'll be back here again tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Do have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.